what I've been working on for the past 6 months or several months, we started back in November, and that's affordable housing. And what that consists of is an overlay, GIS overlay over the land bank to see where the most parcel lay. And that's in District 6. And so what we're trying to do is create an ecosystem. So we're breaking down the barriers. One of the barriers was, for example, the homestead ordinance need to be updated. And so we did update it. In fact, the city council also joined us. And the next thing what we've been working on is to make sure that the small and medium-sized developers are lifted up so they can also participate. We're going to have like a pilot program where we have 15 houses that we're going to build. And from that, we're going to be able to activate these parcels so that developers will come in and develop. Right now, there are no comparables. So they're taking a risk of going to an area that has no comparables. And so we're creating an ecosystem that we can duplicate across the county. And I've been working on with others as well is workforce development. I've been reaching out to various superintendents, Memphis, of course, Collierville, as well as Millington, as well as the trade groups to create an ordinance where if a developer has an apprenticeship program, then they will get like points, towards a contract, because we want to encourage developers to have apprenticeship programs. In 2030, electricians, people in HVAC, plumbers, according to the data, they're going to make over $100,000. Why is that? Because baby boomers are retiring, and there's going to be a vacuum, if you will, a hole. It needs to be filled. And so I'm really supporting the superintendents in their initiatives as far as putting in hard skills in the schools and starting at middle school, not just high school. The last thing I'm working on, well, it's not the last, but one of the major things I'm working on, and I had to stop because I'm running for election now, is an ordinance. We need a zoning ordinance. Our zoning ordinance has not been updated since the 1950s. That's to protect our land, our air, and our aquifers. We have some of the best water in the world, and we want it to stay that way. Well, right now, I'm actually pivoting towards the election, just like my colleagues. It's unfortunate that people want to run in a popularity contest when they haven't done the work, and it's a distraction. Because rather than doing the work for the commission, I'm now out campaigning. Again, it's unfortunate that people just want to run. They, have not done the work. They have not sat in the commission meetings. They have not come by to visit commissioners or any elected officials for that matter. And before I ran for this position, I was out in the community. Not only that, I attended commission meetings for 3 years, before I ran for office. You cannot, wait to be elected to start doing the work. It's something that you do. It's not on the job training. You need to train before you run for these positions. Otherwise, we're going to just maintain the status quo. We need visionaries. We need people who get things done. We need people who are going to be able to be creative as far as our finances are concerned. Right now, we have a $40 million gap in our budget, a deficit. So we don't need people who are just on the job training. We need people who have ideas or visionaries who are ready to get to work day one. Well, let me say this. We have 3 elections, and I want to explain that because a lot of people don't understand why we have 3 elections, and all of them are very important. May, you have the county primary. And it's important to elect the person that's best for the position, who's ready to pull up their sleeves and go to work. That person will then, in the August election, general election, run against the Democrats, run against the Republican candidate who was elected. Also, the states and the federal government will have their primary in August, and they'll be on the ballot, as well as judges. Judges are very important because at the local level, they are elected. But as they move up the ladder to the state level, they're appointed. So you're talking about judges who are at the federal level who move up the ladder. Well, guess what? They're lifetime appointments. These federal judges will be there for a lifetime. So all of these elections are important. Then in November, you have the general election, which is very important. As you know, in the House as well as the Senate, the Democrats lag a little bit behind the Republicans, but it should be more balanced because we need a more balanced approach at the federal level. And that's not going to happen if people are staying at home and not trying to encourage their family members and friends to vote in all 3 elections in May, August, and November. And this will impact not only my district, it's going to impact the state of Tennessee and our country. Because I live in my district, I've been living there for over 15 years, and I see what they see. I've been fighting against gas stations with the help of my constituents. We were able to make sure that 3 of them never even opened up. We also fought against a storage facility, and now the issue is payday loans moving to our district, which we do not want, and as well as car washes. On Winchester and near Germantown, there are like 3 car washes right there to cluster. We don't want that. We want a planned development, something that our community can be proud of. Right now, there's no place for us even to gather. I am working probably this summer or in the fall. We will have a skateboard park. We will also have the renovation of Highland Oaks Park. We will start the expansion of Hacks Cross. It's taken 15 years and we're getting across the finish line. We're also looking at expanding Germantown. According to the city of Memphis, they could care less about Germantown. Yet, they put a gas station, Top Golf, car dealership, all right there on a 2-lane road right down the street from a school. That's not planning, that's chaos. And so again, they said that they're not going to consider it to 2035. Well, 2035, I probably won't even be around. Then there's Crest Ridge, which is an issue for Germantown as well as Memphians because it's a huge debt. So again, I'm listening to my constituents and I'm fighting the fight and I'm bringing home the bacon.